ProWrestlingSheet.com.
Here with Roderick Strong, the NXT North American Champion. How does it feel being the champ?
Feels right. That's it.
That's easy enough. So, okay, here's a question. How many takes did you have to take for that picture of you naked with the title?
One.
Just one? You nailed that in one shot?
Yes.
That's
and
pretty
my
impressive.
wife was very happy about it.
At least, I feel like she would have done like a few extra just to kind of like, just in case.
Yeah, she probably just did, what is it?
When you need the burst.
And then she just sent them, airdropped them to herself.
just she had that bank for later, So how does it feel for you?
Here's a little spoiler.
Okay.
I'll give you a little spoiler.
Uh-oh.
With something coming.
That's awesome. I won't spoil
That'll
it,
be dropped
but that's going to be awesome. Well, speaking of that, it was a picture of his child. So,
Yeah.
Speaking of, how cool is it for you to kind of have your kid around this element? Your wife's here, your kid's around. That's got to be an awesome feeling for you.
Oh, it's the best. It really, really is. Like, after my match on, the 18th, just coming in the back, he was looking for me, and I was looking for him, and he was so excited for me. And it's like, it was really surreal. I had like a crazy adrenaline dump after seeing him, and I was just, I'm like, oh, man. It's really, really awesome. And it's just the timing of everything. I was talking to someone earlier, like, when I transitioned here, like, Marina just found out she was pregnant, like, moved to Florida, and then, like, she stayed in Tampa, but I moved here, and then eventually moving, when Troy was born here, and then just being able to be around him and bring him to shows. Like the first couple of road loops that she was on, I was on, he flew with us, and we brought him, and he traveled with us. So he got to go to all these freaking towns. Like, it's more than I ever could have expected that I could, give him. And their willingness to be so cool and be like, yeah, please, where's Troy? Oh, my God, he's not here? Like, because he loves it, like, so much. And
It feels like a real family vibe here.
No, it really, honestly is. It's crazy, like, just how open to everything, and we're constantly in contact with the bosses, and like Shawn's our coach, and he's freaking amazing. He's always like, if doesn't matter what it is, like he's in contact with it, and I'm like, what?
That's gotta be so crazy to be texting with Shawn Michaels.
Yeah, and the fact that he just loves wrestling so much, and he like cares about you more as a person. Like, he loves wrestling, and obviously is being good at this, but he cares about you as a person. Like, and like if stuff wasn't right in your personal life, you could like talk. I don't know. It's just really like more than just a coach, like a real mentor, like something I've never had. He's the longest person to ever teach me anything in my life.
Really?
Yeah.
How long were you training to wrestle for, like when you first started?
Well, I started at 12 with Jim, so that was only briefly. My dad trained there for like 3-4 months, and then him and his buddies kept training, but Jim went back to the WWF at the time, and then so we just kept training.
Yeah.
So they built a ring, and we kept doing it, and so I've never really had like extensive coaching at this.
That's crazy that you've had such success like that, and you didn't have like extensive coaching until you got to like the top of the mountain almost to a certain degree.
Well, yeah. I mean, I did a great job of listening. Like when I got to Ring of Honor, like I had Samoa Joe, Bryan Danielson, freaking Punk. Jamie Noble was my mentor for a small amount of time that he was there. Like, I've just had a lot of people care that I never thought would care, and they just gave me little bits of information. And you hear the stories all the time, like, oh, when the light bulbs turn on. Like, for me, it took a little bit longer in certain areas for the stuff to really connect to me, but yeah, I think I was very blessed with that, and just my mentality of like where I'm not supposed to be in this position. Like, kids from crazy drug addict parents of craziness, and you're supposed to be just doing kind of the same. But
well, no, I've heard too many people say they don't feel like they're supposed to be here, and I hate hearing that because
I'm not talking about this place in particular. I'm talking about successful. That's it. Like, I don't do anything specifically to here. Mm-hmm. I do it success in life. Because I got members in my family. It's a constant kind of reminder that if you dwell on all the past, your feet get stuck in the mud,
Yeah.
And I just That's what I look at. My life, the position, and being able to set myself up for the life that I've always wanted. So I feel very lucky in that. And sometimes, you have to remind yourself of what you did to get here and still keep doing it, because that keeps me motivated to try to stay in the best shape of my life, even though I'm oldest I've obviously ever been. But, just to always keep getting better at this job. And I surround myself with people that want exactly the same, like Adam, Bobby, and Kyle. Like, always. It's a constant, never good enough type situation. And I think that's one of the things that made us friends before coming here, and then makes us such a great unit while we are here, because no matter how well we're doing, we're not doing good enough, and we never will be.
Because you're here with your friends, you're here with your family, you seem to love this place a lot. Do you hope to stay here and help build this brand, or do you have aspirations to maybe go to Raw or Smackdown eventually?
I've said this a bunch of times. I feel we'll dip our toes in all the waters, but whatever is best for anything. But our major focus right now is for NXT, and to continue to help build this, because this is a new era of it being on USA Network, and we're spearheading it pretty much, and we get to show them exactly what we're all about. So
it's got to feel cool, inside that you were that they had that confidence in you, that they have that confidence in your friends, that they gave you, that you earned this on the first episode of the show. How does that feel, knowing that the people here, someone like Triple H, has that kind of confidence in you?
Yeah, it really validates all the conversations I had with myself in the mirror of you are good enough, you can do this, but and just even when people were doubting that I could ever be to this point in my career, just keep doing what I do. I can't do what Adam does, I can't do what Kyle does, I can't do what Bobby does. I do what I do, and that's what makes me the very best at doing what I do. So to have someone as amazing as Triple H, that man leads by example. You hear all the stories, but unbelievable work ethic. And I feel like if I had any less than what I do now, I would be letting him down. And that's the thing, I don't want to say it's like a father figure, because it's not necessarily.
But a mentor.
Yeah, but I don't even talk to him that much. He's so busy. But I just see him. Yeah. And I don't need to talk to him. He doesn't need to motivate me verbally. He does it by what he does. And to me, someone that works that hard, that dedicated, that caring, that loving, has that trust in us, that is the biggest thing. If it was just the company and it was just a company doing something, I guess it would be cool, but it means more than anything. On a personal level, it just makes me wake up and want to keep doing more.
Totally. Yeah, that definitely makes sense. Well, good luck. I appreciate you doing this. Have a good one.
Good seeing you.
Here with the Undisputed Era, Kyle O'Reilly, Bobby Fish. How does it feel to be tag champs again?
How does it feel? It just feels...
How does it look?
It feels normal. It just feels like we're...
Like a glove.
Yeah.
Fits like a glove.
Makes sense. Do you feel like the Street Profits, do you feel like because they're switching between NXT and Raw and back and forth, that it takes their mind out of the match and gives you guys the advantage?
No way they're as focused as we are. I mean, they got a loud roar, but they're like a couple of toothless lions. They got no bite, Ryan.
Same for you?
Yeah, they're lacking bite.
So I was talking to some of the other guys, Undisputed Era, and they've talked about how Shawn Michaels has helped them a lot. Adam was saying, it's what Roddy was saying. Do you guys feel the same way about Shawn Michaels?
100%. I feel he's been very hands-on with NXT in general, but specifically with the Undisputed Era, because he sees this bond, he sees this brotherhood, he sees the potential that the four of us have as a collective unit, and man, his signature is all over this thing.
Yeah, it's crazy to see that one of the best of all time is here, kind of molding the future now. It's got to be cool to be part of that. When you were injured, Bobby, how did it feel, kind of having to sit on the sidelines and watch all of that while everyone else was kind of doing their thing here?
It was. It's always difficult to be injured. It's always difficult to be taken out of to have what you love to do taken away from you for any period of time, and you have those moments where you doubt yourself, you doubt whether you're ever going to get back to the same. But it's a journey, it's a process, and I went through that whole thing, and still going through. It's all part of the process. And,
What are you still dealing with when it comes to that?
So I'm finally out of my knee brace, and I feel like I'm back to 100% when it comes to my martial arts training, and that, for me, that's what makes me feel like me. So I can't say enough how much that has to do with my well-being.
So with NXT going live, are you looking forward to having the pressure behind you of live TV?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, throughout our careers, we've had this is the biggest match of our career. This is the biggest moment of our career. This is the biggest tour of our career. And tonight's no different. This is the biggest match of our career tonight, live on the USA. NXT Tag Title match against the Street Profits. I mean, next week, probably the biggest match of our career again. So we just keep rising to the occasion, and we do extremely well under pressure. Otherwise, we wouldn't be here in this position.
Are you guys happy that the show's staying in Full Sail and kind of staying in this area?
Yeah, I think it's a good thing that we are staying here, and that Full Sail is going to get its due, and NXT is going to continue operating the way that it is, and when changes need to be made, they'll be made, and this ship will continue to sail upright, and yeah.
So without causing, I'm not trying to cause dissension between the team at all, but does singles wrestling entice you guys at all in the future for going back into singles?
No.
You guys want to stay a team forever?
Forever.
Forever.
I know we don't make the matches here, so every once in a while we will be put into a situation where we have to fight somebody one-on-one. But I know that my brother Bobby Fish is not far behind. He has my back. I have his back, and that goes with every member of the Undisputed Era.
Do you think that there's anyone here that maybe hasn't been seen on WWE Network in the Performance Center that once they get on live TV that you think they're going to have they're going to be seen by a lot more people and kind of become a bigger deal?
Ridge Holland.
Any
name?
Any reason in particular?
He's got the goods, man.
Yeah, goods.
Fair enough. So, what's your guys' main strategy against the Street Profits tonight?
Just continue doing what we do, and that's just being the Undisputed Era, because they don't have what it takes. We know this. We're going to expose them the way that we do everyone else. We're going to put a pace on them that they can't keep up with, and the outcome, it's a foregone conclusion.
We've had a pretty tough and grueling camp getting ready for this match. Bobby's been helping me a ton with my kickboxing. I've been working with him on some jiu-jitsu. So between us both, we are so well-rounded, much more so than the Street Profits. I mean, come on. I mean, we even spent last night in a back alley in nothing but our britches to get ready for some street smarts, just to deal. You never know what they're going to throw at us.
That's a smart strategy.
So we're ready to do this thing, and we're bringing the goods tonight on USA.
You've also got a cooler hat than they do.
It's the finest of Italian hats. I had to put out a second mortgage on my house actually to afford this thing, but when you're in the Undisputed Era and you got all the gold and you're selling more merch, you know what to do with. I mean, you gotta get a nice hat.
Can I get one riff?
No, actually.
Thank you so much, guys.
ProWrestlingSheet.com